The Alola region. Probably the most sunny and beautiful region in all of Pokemon. My plan? Drench it in darkness. My goal is to beat Pokemon Ultra Sun using only dark types. Here are the rules. Just like in the Steel-type Gym Leader series, I can use non-Dark-type Pokemon if they evolve into Dark-type Pokemon. Besides special items, held items are not allowed either. No berries, no nothing. And then, if Pokemon can spawn in the game, then I can catch and use them, no matter the way of obtaining it, unless it's through means of other games or online trades. So, I start off by going and catching the stray cat outside of my house named Litten. I then go and use Litten to defeat my friendly rival How. Then I try to go to Route 1 to catch a dark type, but Lily's like, no, we gotta go talk to the professor. And on my way, I run into Inkay, who, yeah, that was a blessing in disguise. I then go and catch myself in the lowland Rattata, which, that is another blessing, regional variants. They'll come in a lot of handy in this. As a matter of fact, I ended up catching 2 more over at the trainer school along with a Zorua. 3 more team members. Next, I was introduced to the concept of totem stickers, which I didn't even bother with, because none of the Pokemon I could get from them were dark types, so I kind of skipped over it. Next, I met Alima and he told me to take on his trial, and on my way, I met a Murkrow who decided to join my team. At Alima's trial, it was time to take it on. So, I start off by taking out the Yungoos, Gumshoos, and Team Skull, and now for the Totem Gumshoos. Meowth leads, and doesn't do much damage before getting taken out. So, I switch into Murkrow, who also doesn't do much damage before getting, switched out, for Inkay. Inkay uses Foul Play, which is way more powerful than it should know, and I got the first Z Crystal, which I will not be using in this playthrough. You see, I made another rule at this point to not use any Z Crystals unless they fired off a Dark-type Z move. This is all the Z Crystals in Pokémon Ultra Sun. These are all the ones I can use. Next, while fighting off the Ultra Recon squad, Litten actually evolved into Torracat, which was pretty cool. And then, after taking out How, it was time to go up against Kahuna Hala. Meowth didn't do much damage before getting Revenge killed, which sucked. So I sent in Grimer next, who also got Revenge killed. Murkrow came in though and easily defeated Machop. I then switched out against Makuhita to Inkay, who was able to take it out. But then came Crabrawler, who fired off a Z move, the most powerful move in Alola. However, it can only use that one time per battle, however, Crabrawler knew Power Up Punch. And it used it. A couple of times, actually. But then Torracat came out, and after a bit of a long, tough battle, we managed to just about defeat Crabrawler. Next, I surfed across the ocean to get to Akala Island, where I fought How again. He led with Dartrix, and I led with Meowth. And Dartrix immediately took out Meowth. I sent in Torracat, who was able to take down Dartrix, but then Pikachu came in, and we were able to defeat it, but not after getting paralyzed by static. So I switched to Murkrow against Noibat, who was taken out easily, and then his Eevee came in, same thing happened. Next I had to fight Gladion, who, this is a bit of a tougher opponent. I start with Meowth against a Zubat, which I faked out and learned it wasn't Zubat, it was Zorua. So we then had a scratch off, and we won. Zubat actually came out, and we took it out. Then I switched into Torracat against his Type Null, and, once again, easily defeated. I'd beaten Gladion. So now, next is the Water Trial. I easily defeated the 2 Wishy-Washy, but next it was time to take on Araquanid. Murkrow took down a bit of its health, but not before it was KO'd by Bubble, and then we switched to Grimer, who was able to poison Araquanid using Poison Fang, and then we were KO'd by Masquerain. Torracat then came out, and then we used Fire Fang, taking out Masquerain. Next, I met Hapu and went to Diglett's Tunnel, where I actually met a Larvitar. So I then went with a lot of confidence to Kiawe's trial, and I instantly took out the first Marowak and Magmar. However, next I had to battle the Totem Marowak, which should honestly be the easiest Totem Pokemon to beat in the game. Dark is super effective against Ghost, however, this thing is stupid and also has a cracked moveset. It instantly took out Larvitar. It then summoned its ally Salazzle, and Salazzle poisoned us while Marowak got off a Hex, which does double damage against a Pokemon with a status condition, and then it took out Meowth. Murkrow came in, did a little bit of decent damage, but was then KO'd by Flame Wheel. Grimer came in and was also defeated. Then I sent in Torracat, who took it out, but then it was immediately defeated by Salazzle. Great. I tried again, but the same result, so I then did some training. Larvitar started off and was instantly KO'd again. Come on. Salazzle came in, and I sent in Grimer, who was KO'd immediately. I then decided, because of Marowak's Detect, I'd start spamming attacks against Salazzle. However, I then realized I could put Marowak to sleep, so I used Hypnosis, and that worked. I then started doing some damage to it, and eventually Inkay got taken out, but I sent in Torracat, who did some more damage before Marowak woke up and took us out. So, Murkrow came in and saved the day, taking out both of them. I beat Kiawe's trial, so next is Mallow's trial, where you have to gather different ingredients in her forest. However, I accidentally pissed off a Fomantis, but it's a Fomantis, so I then went and had to take on the Totem Lurantis. So I start with Grimer, and I decided to poison it first turn. It then summoned its ally Kecleon and took us out. So I switched to Murkrow, who did a lot of damage using flying type moves. However, Kecleon then set up the Sun, which allowed Lurantis to heal itself. I did more damage, but unfortunately it would have healed the next turn, but it didn't. It instead KO'd Murkrow, allowing the poison to take it out. Then Torracat came in and defeated Kecleon. I beat the grass trial. My god. Next was Olivia's grand trial, where I started with Meowth against her. Oh, never mind, Anorith killed me. I then sent in Torracat. Oh, never mind, it's dead too. Well, Inkay might. Nope, it's also dead. Oh boy. I then sent in Larvitar, and it was finally able to take out Anorith. Oh boy, still have her team left. I sent in Grimer, who was KO'd immediately. I then sent in Murkrow, who took it out, but next was her Lycanroc. And it fired off its Z-move Continental Crush, which took us out. Larvitar came in, but it couldn't do much before getting defeated. I lost again. It was time to do some serious training, and after doing so, a few evolutions happened, and now I was ready to take on Olivia again. I started off by leading with Pupitar this time, and it easily defeated Anorith. So, next I switched out to Malamar against Lilep, and I put it to sleep immediately. Then I used Foul Play and took it out. Finally was Lycanroc, who took out Malamar, and then I decided to try to use Knockoff to get rid of the Z Crystal, but that doesn't work on Z Crystals, and she was still able to fire off the Z move. That's not good, but it was no problem. Persian took it out next turn. That was it. Now I had drenched two of Alola's islands into darkness. So, next, I moved to Ula Ula Island. Now, when I got there, I actually immediately started training up Torracat, and while doing so, it evolved, and also, I found myself a little panda bear, and I added it to the team in place of Persian, who wasn't adding anything to the team at this point. And while leveling it up, it evolved too. That's pretty cool. It was now time for Sophocles' trial, and Pangoro actually took out both Electabuzz and Elekid. So, next was to battle Totem Togedemaru, who instantly KO'd us with Bounce. Oh god. Incineroar came in and used a super effective Flame Jar. Why didn't that do anything? Something I haven't mentioned about any of the Totem Pokemon yet is that they all have stat boosts, which is how they get stronger each time. It's why they're stronger than my team, and why I've been struggling so much against them. Totem Togedemaru has a +2 physical defense boost, which that's why it's able to survive Flame Charge so easily. It then used Zigzap, taking out Incineroar, Ironhead taking out Malamar. It took out Pupitar next, and then I sent in Murkrow, who used Night Daze, which did a decent amount of damage, but that actually just ended up allowing it to eat a berry and use Zigzap on us again. Grimer came out, and we were defeated. Again. Quick side note, whoever said Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were easy? This is the third battle I lost to, come on! I went back in and I started with Grimer this time, and instead of attacking, I just used Knockoff to get rid of its Citrus Berry. Now the rest of my team could potentially take it out. But its ally Skarmory could do some damage too, so I decided to take it out first, and then came its other ally Dedenne, much easier to beat. I started spamming Embers, which is a special attack on Togedemaru, which took it out. Dedenne then took out Incineroar, but that was fine. I then just sent in Malamar and took it out. That was much easier this time, man. Next, I had to battle Guzma, a bug-type trainer, the leader of Team Skull and his Golisopod. Pupitar started first and used Rock Slide, getting rid of it using its emergency exit. But then it got KO'd by Masquerain somehow, so I sent in Incineroar, Flame Charged, and took it out. Then he sent Golisopod back in, who took out Incineroar with Razor Shell. Murkrow came in, took it out, and that was that. Professor Kukui then gifted me the Insinium Z, which is probably one of the best Z crystals in this game. Sure, it only works on Incineroar, but it's actually much stronger than every other version of Black Hole Eclipse, except for one on Hoopa's signature move, which I can't remember the name of. So, quick thing, I'm playing Ultra Sun, as I said at the beginning of the video, and I wanted to get a Dusk Stone to evolve my Murkrow. And I heard you can get one in Malie City, which is where I was at. However, that didn't matter, because that's only a thing in Ultra Moon. That just sucked. Then, on my way to the Ghost Trial, I met Houndoom and Absol. Two cool dark types, however, they overlap my team, and I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not using you guys. You're not that good. So, then I battled the ghosts in the Ghost Trial, but then came Totem Mimikyu, who defeated me so badly, I'm not even gonna talk about it. This thing has the moveset to take out my entire team. Play Rough, being a fairy move so it can defeat my team. It's a fairy type, so it can defeat my team. Leech Life, so it can heal. A Lumberry, which means it doesn't take damage from status effects. And it has an Omni Boost, meaning all of its stats are boosted. After a lot of training and running into a trainer who had a Honchkrow, I went back into the trial, and I started with Pupitar to break its disguise, and then we got taken out. So I switched to Muck and used Knockoff to get rid of the Lumberry, but we were then taken out. I sent in Pangoro, who used Bullet Punch, which did a decent amount, but it was also KO'd. Then I sent in Incineroar, and we used our Z move, taking out this stupid Mimikyu. Then, when me and Acerola were on our way back to the Aether House, we met Plumeria again, and she told us to go to Po Town. So, I did. And apparently outside of Bowtown, you can find level 36 Bisharp. That's pretty cool. I put the Bisharp in place of Muck because, let's be honest, it wasn't doing much for the team at this point. Then it was time to battle Guzma. Again. I start with Bisharp against his Golisopod, and it's dead. Okay, whatever. I sent in Pangoro, who was able to trigger emergency exit, but then came in Masquerain, who took us out. I sent in Pupitar, who was able to defeat it this time, and then came Golisopod again, who we were able to defeat. But then came Pinsir, who used Storm Throw. Oh god. I switch out to Incineroar and use Flame Charge. Oh my god, we took it out. Whew, that was close. Team Skull then kidnapped Lily, so I needed to get her back, and Gladion was angry, so I told him to calm down and we go get Lily back. However, first Island Kahuna Nanu told me that we needed to have a battle. Not like my friend is being kidnapped. Okay, we're here already, let's just get it over with. I start with Bisharp against his Sableye, but he switches into Krokorok, which kills us. Murkrow comes in and actually defeats it, but then comes Sableye again, and we hit ourselves in Swagger Confusion. Great. I switch to Incineroar, we use Flame Charge, take it out. And then came his Persian. This is my Persian's revenge, isn't it? It took out Incineroar, and so I switch into Pangoro, who takes it out. Now I had been gifted the Darkanium Z, the last Z crystal I can use. Now that I had drenched the Ula Ula Island in darkness, I moved on to Aether Paradise to go get Lily back really quick. And I defeated all the employees at Aether Paradise, and then we had to fight Team Skull again. Hal was doing a pretty decent job at fighting them, but then came Guzma again. And he, like Mimikyu, took me out so badly, I don't even want to talk about it, okay? Before I took him on again, I taught Pangoro Thunder and Fire Punch, because that's useful against a bug trainer. Pangoro leads, uses Thunder Punch, triggers emergency exit. Masquerain comes in, and I switch out. Incineroar uses Flamethrower, taking out Masquerain. Next, I had to take on Pinsir, who used Stone Edge against Incineroar, taking it out. Same thing to Murkrow. Oh boy. Bisharp comes in, and it was defeated by Storm Throw. Malamar came in, and it was defeated by X-Scissor. Pupitar came in, and it was also defeated by Storm Throw. That just leaves Pangoro. However, the determination, I guess, caused it to use Fire Punch with a large hatred, defeating not only Pinsir, but Golisopod, and used Fire Punch to straight up just OHKO Vikavolt. I beat Guzma again. Next I walked in on Lily's family drama, and Lusamine and Guzma went through an Ultra Wormhole. And then I thought about it. The two people who had caused me so much diversion in my plan to make the Alola region dark were gone. I didn't have to worry about them distracting me anymore. However, the Ultra Recon Squad then came in and told me about Necrozma, a Pokemon that apparently drained the light of their world. So, since I had defeated Aether Paradise, I went over to Pony Island, and I accidentally met the most terrifying trainer in this region, Mina the Fairy Specialist. I instantly ran for my life, and then decided to evolve Murkrow. So I found a Duskstone, bam, Murkrow's evolved. I then met up with Hapu, who told me there was a Pokemon, a Dark-type Pokemon, that appeared once a week in the Pony Wilds, which is where I was at. There was just one problem, though. It only appeared on Fridays, and I learned about this on a Saturday. Come on! 1 week later, I caught a Greninja, using my Plans of Darkness. I then instantly replaced Pangoro, even though it was so useful in the Guzma battle. It wouldn't be useful for coming fights, so I switched it out. Then, Hapu told us how to summon a legendary Pokemon to open an Ultra Wormhole to get Necrozma to come to us so I can drain this region's light. She told us we need the Sun and the Moon Flute. I already had the Moon Flute, I had actually gotten it at Aether Paradise. The Sun Flute was off the coast of Pony Island at Executor Island. So I headed there, found the thing, and then I went and took on the next trial, because that's something you have to do to get to the Ultra of the Sun. Hakamo'o and Jangmo were pretty easy, but then came Komo'o, who took me out so badly. Oh my god, this keeps happening. I sent in Honchkrow next time and defeated it. Well, didn't defeat it, but I got some decent damage with flying moves, and then I had Malamar put it to sleep again. And then I started spamming Psycho Cuts. Oh boy, it woke up. Oh no. It took us out. Well, sort of. It nearly took us out. And then we got the final Psycho Cut in to take it out. Take that, Komo'o. Stupid thing. Then me and Lily played the flutes, and it caused her Cosmoem Nebi to evolve into Solgaleo, who then instantly got corrupted by Necrozma, and then the light was drained from the region. So, I won. The Alola region's light was now all gone. This region has finally been drenched in the darkness, and oh, I just realized, I'm afraid of the dark. Lily, help, I'm scared. What? What are you guys doing here? Oh. Well, how do I do that? They had me ride their Lunala through the Ultra Wormhole, and I ended up in Ultra Megapolis. Then I took on Ultra Necrozma. I sent out my entire team, and it easily OHKO'd everybody. Great. My Dark types just lost to a Psychic type. Ah! I then did a lot of training and evolved Pupitar into a Tyranitar, finally, and then I went back into the battle. I led with Bisharp, who was the only Pokemon that could survive a move, and I used our Z move, Black Hole Eclipse, which didn't take out Necrozma. Oh boy, KO'd Dragon Pulse next turn. Then came Tyranitar, who set up the Sandstorm with Sandstream. And we survived a hit, and we took it out. Nearly. That's not great. Oh wait, never mind, the Sandstorm beat it. So, I defeated Necrozma, but something was off. The light still hadn't returned to Alola. Wait a second. Let's just turn this back on. Cool. The light of Alola was returned. And so I had a new goal, become the strongest trainer in the Alola region. And to do that, I had to take on the Fairy-type trial captain, Mina. However, first I tried to catch a Guzzlord. And in doing so, I found 3 shiny Quagsires. And I caught 3 shiny Quagsires. This is stupid. Now, really quick, shiny odds are boosted to 1% chance at least. So yes, this did actually happen. I also found a Drapion, which I decided to add to the team, and I gave up on Guzzlord because 4 hours is too long. So I then replaced Malamar with Drapion. Next was Mina's trial, the fairy trial, which I was terrified for somewhat. It's mostly fighting the other trial captains, which was pretty easy, but then came Totem Rabombi. This'll be pretty tough. I accidentally started with Tyranitar. Oh shoot. Sorry Tyranitar, it's kind of my bad. This was kind of needless death here. Oh, you killed it. Good job, buddy. You're pretty strong, actually. Next was my grand trial against Hapu, and we led. I led with Greninja against her Golurk, and we managed to take out Golurk pretty easily. I switch out to Tyranitar, who does damage, and then Mudsdale's defense increased. Mudsdale has the ability Stamina, which every time a Pokemon gets hit, its defense will be boosted. Tyranitar was defeated, and then I sent in Incineroar, who was defeated after doing a little bit of damage. Then I sent in Bisharp, and the same thing happened. I sent in Drapion, though, and we were able to defeat it by getting a crit X-Scissor. Whew! That's not good. Half of my team has been defeated. However, only members who are actually weak to ground. Flygon came out and took out Drapion. Oh, great. I sent in Greninja next, and we used Ice Punch, taking out Flygon. And then came Gastrodon, where I switched away to Honchkrow, who used its Z move and took out Gastrodon. I beat Hapu. Now, with all said and done, pre-Elite Four battles, these are all the Pokemon bosses that actually defeated me and stopped me. What the frick? I then headed to Mount Monokila, where the Alola League was. And that's where Gladion challenged me to one last fight. Anyway, while training on Mount Monokila, I was noticing it would probably be faster to level up using the Ultra Warp Ride, which, while doing so, I found an ultra rare white wormhole, and on the other side was a Guzzlord. And I caught it. I replaced Honchkrow since it was not going to add as much to the team as Guzzlord, so this is what I planned to be my final team. Actually, not even planned, it was going to be. First was Mullane in the Elite Four. I start with Guzzlord, who defeats his first two Pokemon with Flamethrower. Not even a stab move. Then came Bisharp, who used X-Scissor and took us out. So, then I sent in Incineroar and Fire Punched. Bisharp was taken out. Alolan Dugtrio, was taken out. And then came Magnezone, and I switched away to Tyranitar, who used Earthquake and took it out. I beat Mullane. Next was Olivia again, and Tyranitar missed all of his Stone Edges. Thanks, Tyranitar. Bisharp came in, though, and righted the wrongs very easily. So I switched out to Greninja against her Lycanroc, and we were able to take it out. So then came Cradily, who we used Ice Beam on and actually ended up freezing, so Greninja was able to take it out. That was pretty easy. I switched away to Bisharp again and used Iron Head on Gigalith. Then I switched to Greninja for Probopass, and we got KO'd by Power Gem. Oh boy. Bisharp came in, and we used our Z-move, taking it out. That's what you get. That is revenge for our last battle. Okay, Olivia? Next was Acerola, who used Bayonet against my Drapion, and we took it out. We also took out her Palisand, and we took out her Frostlass. Next was her Dhelmise, which, oh god, it KO'd Drapion. That's fine. Greninja came in and took it out. It also took out Drifblim. That's what you get for having the stupidest trial in this game. Gosh dang you, Acerola. I hate you. Next was Kahili. Tyranitar took out her first three Pokemon with Stone Edge, and then I switched away to Greninja, who used Ice Beam on Toucannon, and Water Shuriken on her Oricorio. I beat Kahili. So now it was time for the final battle with Hau, and after some careful research, I decided to send in Bisharp against his Raichu, who then immediately landed a Focused Blast and took out Bisharp. Oh god. I kinda expected that to miss, so I sent in Incineroar next, and it also hit on Incineroar. And for revenge, I KO'd it. Take that, you stupid little mouse who landed 2 Focused Blasts in a row. I switched away to Guzzlord against his Vaporeon and defeated it with Dragon Claw. So, next I switched again against his Crabominable to Drapion. And Drapion got taken out. Oh god. Incineroar came in and finished it with Fire Punch, and then I switched out to Tyranitar, who with the help of a Sandstorm took out Hau's Tauros. Then came Decidueye. I switched back to Incineroar, who defeated it with Darkest Lariat. Then came Noivern. I switch out to Greninja, Ice Beam it, and I took it out. I beat How. I am now the champion, and it is possible to beat Pokemon Ultra Sun using only Dark types. This team, this very cool team, was the team I used to do it. But I guess that wraps up this video. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications, share this video with everyone you know and love, and I will see you all later. Bye! Darkness!